Dove Gordon here again from ProfitableRelationships.com, and I'm here with Virginia Muzquiz, who helps solo entrepreneurs to grow their network. Instead of networking for nothing, you've got a network that grows your business. And last time we talked about the importance of planning before doing any kind of networking, and we talked about how that seems to be a little bit, uncomfortable for many people. I shouldn't really have to plan. So if you haven't seen that video, go look for it. We've shared that elsewhere. Now I want to ask you a question. Part of the planning that we need to do before going out to meet new people is to have some ideas as to what kind of contribution we can make to their business, to their life, the various ways we can help. And I know from the work I'm doing with my clients and community, a lot of people get stuck on this. We cannot see clearly, what is it that I could help? Like, I want to meet these people. I want to be doing things with this so-and-so, these types of people, but what can I possibly offer to them? Virginia, how do you approach that?
First of all, I ask my clients, and I myself keep a list of this, about what are the knowledge, resources, and networks that you do have. And if you find that you're deficient, well, it's within your control to grow those things, right? So in a knowledge network, what do you know how to do? What hobbies and skill sets do you have? Not everything is about business. Not everything that you can give to someone has to be about their business. If I simplify their life in some way, then perhaps they have more time, bandwidth, and like emotional wherewithal, right, to be able to dedicate it to solving a problem in their business. So you can grow your knowledge. You can read books, you can listen to audiobooks, you can listen to podcasts. But that also, when you're networking, knowledge is the cheapest thing to share, and you never lose it when you give it away. So it really is, it's a lot like love, right? So knowledge, it makes you interesting to speak to when you're in networking situations, because you have other things to speak about besides yourself, and people leave the conversation feeling like you gave them a gift of awareness or knowledge. In fact, you asked me just earlier, had I read a certain book that I hadn't heard of, which is a huge knowledge gift, because now I can go out, read that book, and I can improve myself in that way. The second thing is resources. What resources do you have in terms of tech platforms that you might be able to share? Any sort of airline miles, a vacation home, coffee mugs you don't use, right? Like, there's all sorts of excess capacity that you have in your life that you could be willing to share with someone. And when you are listening intently and you find out that they need some particular resource, then you can offer it. I have a pro Canva account, and from time to time, my clients just need to do a little design work. And I'm just like, well, just hop into my Canva account and go ahead and design. They don't need a Canva account. It's one social media post that they need to do, right? So I'm willing to share that particular resource. Will I share my Infusionsoft? No, but Canva, hop right in there, right? So there are things you're willing to share, things you're not, but knowing what those things are can help you listen for how you can help others when you're networking.
So planning
and then finally
is stopping and thinking in advance about these things, and what you're sharing with us right now. And I know you do this with your clients, and you have I think a several day event coming up. And you're doing the work with it, because it's just hard to think by ourselves, think it all through. When you interact with people and with guidance, it's much easier. What was the third thing?
The third thing is knowing what networks you belong to. And your networks aren't just the Chamber of Commerce or the JVMM, right? Your networks are your high school reunion group, your church group or synagogue group or whatever, an association that you belong to, a charity that you're on the board for. All of these things are part of your network. So when you start to list out your network, then when you're listening for what people have to say, you can suggest, well, I'm a member of this network. I'd love to bring you along and introduce you. It sounds like that might be a place where you could find folks that would be able to help you solve this problem, whether that problem is client acquisition or I need a new website, whatever it is. So the idea is having that knowledge. That's step one. Step two is knowing what you need in terms of knowledge, resources, and networks, so that when someone says, how can I help you? You can say, actually, I'm looking for these things. Do you know anyone who could help me?
All right, excellent. So people can learn more about your approach by going to profitablерelationships.com/Virginia, where we take you to a page where people can get your business by referrals blueprint and learn a little bit more about. See, what you're doing here is you're taking some great ideas, but you're giving structure to it. You're giving a framework, blueprint, as you're calling it, So that, and that's so much of this is it's not rocket science. We're talking about simple things, but because we get stuck, and I see this with people I talk to, people I'm coaching and so on, we get stuck on simple. We get stuck on, a simple question or not having a process. And that's a big part of what you're sharing with people for free at profitablерelationships.com/Virginia, Virginia. Thank you for sharing that. And we'll talk to you again.